The Moto G4 and G4 Plus were two devices that came out a little while ago, and when they first came out, a lot of people deemed them as not being worth the money because they were a little bit slow. But I'm going to be taking a look at them now, and I think something must have changed. I'm Timko, this is TechieGrad, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Moto G4 and G4 Plus, two of the best budget devices on the market right now. The designs of these two phones are really similar to each other, and they're both also really simple. They have a rubberized texture on the back, a 5.5-inch display on the front, and a metal band wrapping around the sides of them. They're not the phones you're going to buy if you're looking for the best in smartphone design, but for that you'd also have to look for a much higher price tag. One difference between them is the fingerprint scanner on the front of the Moto G4 Plus, and we'll get into its function a little bit later. Software is an area in which Motorola, now Lenovo, has always shined. The new Moto G4s are no different, keeping a near stock Android experience with the only added bits being the Moto actions such as lift to wake, double chop for flashlight, and double twist for camera. These are the only software additions that Motorola makes, and it makes these phones feel nearly Nexus in terms of software. In terms of daily use, these phones were pretty great overall. I've been using a lot more expensive phones lately, and switching back to these, I saw just a few drawbacks. Swiping around in the software saw little to no stutters, apps opened relatively quickly, and the battery life was good, though not great. I could get through a whole day on most days, but if I was using the phone especially heavily, I would need to get a little bit of charge before dinner. This is nothing out of the ordinary, but in this price range, this was really impressive to see on these phones. I had very few major issues with either device. The difference between the G4 and G4 Plus are limited, and that's definitely reflected in the price tag on these devices. The Moto G4 Plus has a fingerprint scanner on the front that's actually really quick and works when the phone is off, though I still have mixed feelings about the front placement as it looks kind of odd. The version of the G4 Plus that we had also had more RAM, 4GB versus 2GB on the regular G4. The Plus will also take significantly better photos with laser autofocus and a 16-megapixel camera as compared to the 13-megapixel camera on the G4. That final major difference is price, with the G4 starting at $200 and the G4 Plus at $250. But even with all of those little things put together, your real question is whether or not you should buy these phones and if they're worth the money. In short, definitely. If you have the extra money, I'd say it's definitely worth opting in for the $300 G4 Plus with 4GB of RAM and 64GB of storage. And it's also more future-proof, but any of these devices will work really well and be competitive with much more expensive phones. So that's going to wrap up our quick review of the Moto G4 and G4 Plus smartphones. If you like this video, be sure to like and comment, and also subscribe if you want to see more content from TechieGrad. As always, thank you for watching, guys. I'm Timko, and I'll see you in the next one.